Mr. President, my name is Right Honorable Wefi Ozombachi, former member House of Representatives.
Mr. President, my name is Prof.Mgbeke Jr.
Your Excellency, good afternoon. My name is Senator Ben Collins Ndo, your colleague in 1992.
Your Excellency, my names are Chief Engineer Vita Abba,
in Port Harcourt and former Secretary to Enugu State.
Enugu State.
Your Excellency, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Barrister Ugochukwu Agbala.
Members of the Federal Executive Council and President, Chief of Air Staff,
Your Excellency, Mr. President, my name is Senator Ken Namani.
Prince Ugwai, immediate past God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, Dr. Peter Mbali, Your Excellency, the First Lady of Enugu State, Mrs. Ikechine Economic Talk, including AI labs, 300 demonstrators, and a 10,000. Your Excellency, Mr. President, I also recall your visit to Prof.Mgbeke for a development model of justice after inaugurating several in their developmental efforts. Specifically, that the impact of 21st century development, taking Enugu to
wife of former governor of old Anambra State.
Your Excellency,
U.S.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I'm your Senior Special Assistant on...
My name is Toby Okechukwu. I was in the 9th Assembly as Deputy Minority.
Good afternoon. So many people are enthusiastic to come and say thank you to you because of the cooperation we have been hearing from our governor and have been witnessing. Those who have not heard about it have eye-marked it. You visited us January 4th some time ago, and much of the promises you made, you have kept them. We are here largely to say thank you to you, because we have implicit confidence in our governor, his capacity, his competence, his ability to move Enugu forward. The number of legacy projects he has executed and those still in the pipeline, I don't think we have witnessed anything like that in Enugu State for a very, very long time. So, overwhelming majority of people in Enugu, overwhelming majority of people in Enugu are supporting him. And that support is rubbing off for you, clearly. You can see some people are wearing your cap, and there are so many of them. We were not doing that before, but now we have seen a reason to do that. Not only that our governor has connected us to the center, but you have been magnanimous. You have helped us a whole lot. If you come to Enugu randomly now, Enugu Airport is a beehive of activities. Flights coming in, going out. It's industrial hub, actually, now. It's by our support. So, by the support you have given our governor, he has been able to achieve quite a lot, and a lot still going on. So, we are here to give him maximum support, which also, I can assure you, you will benefit tremendously from that. Because the governors, I think anytime you have and you are talking to your governors, you tell them to stay on their lane. You know, when you run a race, stay in your lane. People don't stay in their state and then control another state. It doesn't work. If what Enugu can do, because we have a leader, we have confidence in him, and he's leading us right, and you can see the caliber, the oasis of people who are here, and those that are still hanging around at Sokoro, and those in Enugu, they are aware that we are here. But they feel satisfied that all its territorial districts are eminently represented here. And all these are the people who make things happen in Enugu. So, as I said, just to say thank you, because the accomplishment our governor has done so far and still doing could not have been possible without your support. And we have come to, we have gathered here to assure you that there's a new Enugu. And for electoral purpose, I think it will translate to ward levels, so people will give the necessary support at the appropriate time. And we urge you to keep supporting our governor. It's not in vain. He's making excellent use of your support, and we are seeing it. So let me not take so much of your time. He can go into much more specifics. I thank you for your audience. Thank you.
In our culture, we have a saying, Igwe Buike, strength lies in unity. Let me illustrate this profound saying with an old Igbo story of birds invited to a banquet in the sky. The tortoise, who was not invited, cajoled the birds into lending him some feathers so he could fly. Of course, the generous birds obliged. When they arrived, he deceitfully claimed the feast for himself. So the birds took back their feathers. The unity that lifted him dissolved, and he fell from the sky. We remember that story because it speaks to the discipline of trust and unity. Success that is shared will last. This visit is symbolic.
It speaks to our shared future and a commitment to progress. We have come to express our deepest and most heartfelt gratitude for the engagement and the investment you have extended to the people of Enugu State. We do not take these for granted. If it were possible, just as the former Senate President alluded to, Your Excellency, the entire Enugu State population would have converged here at the villa to express our gratitude. The delegation here represents the excited and grateful voices of over 7 million sons and daughters of Enugu. We have come to state boldly and without ambiguity that this relationship has earned our trust and support. On that basis, Your Excellency, we will stand proudly with you on Election Day in January 2027. At our backs are millions of men, women, and children whose lives are shaped for better or worse by our governance and by the decisions you make at the center. They carry the weight of those decisions in real terms, whether they have access to water, food, sanitation, education, what they earn, how far they must travel to build a life. For many, this is a question of basic survival. But there is a strong sense that things are changing. The relationship between Enugu State and the federal government is producing results that are beginning to define a path for our people. It is early, but it is real, and we value deeply the direction it sets. Mr. President, you are a true friend of Enugu State. This was evident in your January 4th, 2025 visit to Enugu. You broke a long-standing political distance between this region and the federal government. You crossed party lines. At a time when the Enugu electorate did not favor your party, yet you chose to invest in our state because you recognized what we were building. I remember very clearly you and I stood side by side at the ceremonial ribbon cutting of several projects. You said, and I quote, "It is a great honor for me to be in Enugu. It is a homecoming for me. This is a serious demonstration of what we can achieve together. We can go places together. We can build Nigeria and secure the future." End of quote. Mr. President, we thank you for that. We thank you for seeing the potential in Enugu and acting on it. In the time since that visit, we have seen those words take form, as your intervention have addressed problems that remained unresolved for years. The concessioning of the Akano Ibiam International Airport means Enugu now has a functioning international gateway. And in doing so, it opens up the Southeast over 30 million people to the world. So remarkable are your deeds, Mr. President, that the applause for one hardly dies down before another similar grand gesture emerges. With With the Southeast Development Commission, you have established a structure for coordinated regional development. Its inauguration, reinforced by the Southeast Vision 2050 Forum, marks a turning point, bringing the region behind a single long-term plan. For the first time in decades, there is a shared framework to coordinate infrastructure, investment, and growth across state lines at a scale no single state could achieve alone. The extension of the gas pipeline to Enugu will connect the states to the national gas grid and critically unlock our own gas reserves. Those assets then will be evacuated and brought to market, making power generation viable and shifting Enugu from sitting on stranded resources to becoming an energy hub for the Southeast. The Port Harcourt-Enugu rail line, once a vital corridor, had been abandoned for decades. You have approved its reconstruction, and we're very grateful. Work has reached Aba, but its full value depends on completion to Enugu. We note, however, that contractors are yet to return to site due to funding delays, and we respectfully draw Your Excellency's attention to the need for continuity so this critical link can be realized. Your imprints on roads have been no less remarkable. You have carried out several critical interventions. When people say that the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway was a death trap, it may seem like an exaggeration, but it's simply a case of stating the obvious. It is heartwarming that over 100 kilometers have now been rebuilt to safer standards. The Enugu-Onitsha road had suffered years of false starts, with contractors coming and going, sections failing before completion. That circle has now been broken. Work is now progressing with flyovers emerging at key pressure points. We also have the 700-meter flyover at Eko Binago along the Enugu-Abakaliki Expressway. That comes with a huge relief. We commend Your Excellency for your swift intervention after the collapse of the new Artisan Bridge. That swift intervention brought an immediate end to the gridlock and the suffering it caused. You have also demonstrated trust in our people through key national appointments. Among those here is Air Marshal Sunday Kevin Aneke, Chief of Air Staff, entrusted with one of the most critical responsibilities in securing our nation. You appointed Dr. Kingsley Ude, SAN, as Minister of the Federal Republic. We have seen our people rise in leadership across key institutions, including Professor Simon Otuanya, serving as a Vice Chancellor of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Breaking a 65-year jinx, as Nsukka now has a son of his own in that noble seat. You have continued to recognize experience and service, including the recent appointment of my immediate predecessor, His Excellency Right Honorable Ifeanyi Chukwu Ugwuanyi, as Nigeria's ambassador to Greece. There are more than 10 other people here who have also been appointed to several consequential positions of service, and we acknowledge them. Time constraints prevent me from naming them all, but we thank you so much for their appointment. These gestures reflect confidence, inclusion, and a deliberate effort to bring our people into a position of national responsibility. Mr. President, the progress we're seeing in the lives of the people of Enugu is not isolated from the decisions taken at the center. It is made possible by them. We recognize that these results don't come easy. They are hard-won. You took difficult decisions, removing the fuel subsidy, unifying the exchange rates, strengthening public finances, and reforming the power sector to support investment. It is these bold decisions that have freed up resources, expanded subnational support, and allowed states like ours to invest, to build, and to translate national decisions into tangible outcomes for our people. In return, Mr. President, we have acted with urgency. Security has been strengthened across the state. Incidents of violent crime have reduced by 96%, and people can go about their daily lives with confidence in Enugu. We thank you for your ringing endorsement of our efforts in this area. All 260 smart green schools, one in each ward, have been completed. Thousands of our children are now learning in brand new classrooms with access to digital tools and modern experiential learning methods. From September, school feeding programs will reach over 260,000 children, improving attendance and nutrition at the same time. We're delivering 260 Type 2 primary healthcare centers across the wards. Many are already operational, bringing care closer to communities that previously had none. Maternal and child health services are now reaching more women and children than ever before, with significant reduction in preventable deaths. Hospital capacity is being expanded across the state, including a new 300-bed international hospital and upgrades to existing facilities. Over 4,000 beds are now available to serve the population. Internally generated revenue has grown from 26.8 billion naira in 2022 to over 406 billion by the end of 2025. Giving the states the capacity to fund services and long-term development. What is beginning to emerge in Enugu is the result of alignment between your national reform and its execution in our state. Your decision have made it possible for the state to act with scale and speed. Indeed, the outcomes are tangible. We have refurbished or built over 1,000 kilometers of roads. Journey that once took hours over potholed routes are now faster and more reliable. And the money people once spent on constant repairs is staying in the pockets of hard-working families. The reopening of the airport, the International Conference Center, the expansion of our hotels like the iconic Hotel Presidential, the launch of Enugu Air, and our tourism initiatives are drawing business and visitors into Enugu State. Across our rural communities, farm estates and agro-processing plants are linking farmers to storage, markets, increased yields, and more profits. We're currently building an integrated livestock hub, including the largest ranch in the country, with a capacity of up to 30,000 heads of cattle. For the first time in a long time, there is a sense that not one single project, but the whole system is beginning to work. People are beginning to feel the difference in how they live and what they believe is possible. So much has been done and so much has been accomplished. In closing, Your Excellency, I return to the reminder that behind us stand more than 7 million people. Their lives are shaped by what we do here. They have placed their trust in us, and they are beginning to place that same trust in you. Our future rests on something fragile, yet essential. Our ability to remain aligned and to trust one another. The greatest risk we face is the fragmentation of our purpose. Thanks to you, there's a new dawn rising in the southeast. And like the story we began with, there's a banquet in the sky before us. We will rise to it together. We will lend feathers to those who need them. But we must remain on the same flight path of shared endeavor. On that note, Mr. President, I restate our resolve to stand with you in 2027. On behalf of the Enugu people, we thank you immensely. God bless you, God bless Enugu State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency.
This is a very intimidating delegation. And I will mark this as a very, very remarkable moment of this administration and the future of this country. The words that we have spoken, Your Excellency, is quite encouraging and transformative. The work you are doing is extremely, extremely important for our democracy to grow and for people to flourish. For the state to develop, the future of this country rests on people like you with commitment, great vision, and seriousness that you have embarked upon since you assumed the office. I thank you very much on behalf of the country, the great people of this nation, and Enugu State in particular. You have been a transformative leader, and we genuinely appreciate what is evolving in Enugu today in a manner that we are witnessing a rapid development of the state. Thank you. This result you have outlined in security, infrastructure, education, healthcare are not abstract. They are the evidence that reform is working, that difficult decisions are yielding real outcomes, and that Nigeria is moving forward. I can assure you we will continue to work together, think together, and build together a nation that will be a proud of place for all our citizens. On the matter you've raised, the rails from Parako to Enugu, the power sector reforms, the infrastructure that is a backbone of the economic development of our country, are noted, and will do more. What has been the problem in the past is a Nigerian that is trying to finance long-term projects with short-term funding. We have not embarked upon serious long-term outlook for our country. And with people like you, a leader that is so committed, so visionary, Nigeria is on the right trajectory to becoming a very successful leading African nation. When you look at the instances around Africa, growth and economic opportunity today, Nigeria is still leading. And it is with the contributions of people like you that is making it so. It's not a one-man orchestra. It's a collective effort at subnational, the national, subnational, and the local government. Please do more for the local governments. And the declaration of support, I've noted and I appreciate, is very inspiring. You are in the other party. I don't want to give them credit by naming them. But you are a member of the progressive family today. I am proud of that. We do everything to ensure that Nigerian dreams are realized. The hope you enunciated in your remarks is not a pipe dream. It's something for real that is achievable, and it will be achieved as we are working together. Democracy will survive despite all the intimidations. Ignore, and I will advise you, as I will advise myself, stay focused. When you are succeeding and they are angry, leave them in their corner. Stay focused and believe in yourself, as you have been doing. You have leaders who had privatized electricity that is not working. They gave us darkness and despair. And we are trying to get ourselves through that to build a nation of bright hope and joyful people, and leave our children with a life worthy of pride. But they don't even believe in the democracy that they preach all about. Don't pay attention to them, because I will not. We stay in our lanes. We stay focused. We build our life on people, the welfare, the prosperity, and the promise of today and tomorrow. Greatness will become that of Nigeria. Nigeria of our dream is achievable, and we will definitely do that together. I want to say thank you very much, Peter, that we will not let you down. We will, continue to work hard. It is not easy. You know what you handed over to us, and we are in it, navigating the rough waterways. But we will land this ship very well to steady Nigeria and bring prosperity to our economy. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, my name is Peter Chigozie Okonkwo, SPA Political Tribune.
That's